finally we found our scrub python. Look at this, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Third night in, we've had an absolute cracker of a day. We had our lesser black whip snake, our collared whip snake, our eastern brown snake, our, God, can you even see me? Then we had our gorgeous coastal taipan, and now we've got the scrub python, the #1 biggest snake in all of Australia, guys. And he is an absolute stonker. He's a ripper. He's 4 to 5 meters, and I'm absolutely over the moon. I am screaming like a kid in a candy store. It's quite a busy highway here, and he was crossing the entire thing, and there are cars coming, so he's extremely lucky he wasn't clipped. Look at the size of the head on this guy. Don't want to put my hand too close, but his head on this guy is huge. You can see he's got an injury on the top of his head there at some point, and he's healed from it, no worries. And we look down the body and look at this patterning. So you can see how well these guys would blend into the rainforest. Oh, something in the tree right there. We'll have to go and check that out too. But as I was saying, you can see how well these guys would blend into the rainforest, how well they would disappear under leaf litter, in the mottled sunlight of the forest. And they're just such an incredible, well-adapted animal here in Australia. A #1 apex predator, without a doubt. These guys can take down macropods, possums, God, anything that would come their way. They would have no problems whatsoever. But we want to get him away from the highway. We want to get him up into the scrub, up into the bush, where he's not going to get injured, because he's not going to be crossing the road all that quick. And these cars are coming through. You can see another one coming now. So let's try and get him up there. And he's not being very thankful whatsoever that I want to move him up into the bush. This is a bloody heavy snake, and I don't want to drag him backwards either and damage any of his scales. We really want to try and pick up the whole snake here somehow with one hand without copping a bite. There he is, he's walking with me now, and just get him up into the bush, into safety, out of harm's way. Come on, big fella. There you go. Now I'm going to try and set up my headlamp on the ground, shining back, and try and get a clip of me with him so you guys can take into consideration, appreciate, enjoy, and fall in love with the size, the beauty, and just the incredibleness of this snake. Now, I don't know how well this is going to work, guys, and I can't really see buggery with the light in my eyes, so I wouldn't be surprised if I get tagged here, to be honest. Ugh. There is our 4 to 5 meter scrub python, and that's about as much of a look we're going to get with me in comparison. But this is a monstrosity of a snake. Hopefully you guys are getting some sort of view of me right now. That's more than my body there, down, across a meter and back up. This is a monstrosity of an animal. A true giant. Whew, this is definitely up there, one of my favorite herps ever, guys. Just an incredible snake. It's the middle of winter. If we were out at home in Sydney, we'd be getting absolute nutter. But we come up here to Cairns. It's about 11 o'clock at night, 20 degrees, and this absolute monster is still out and about. And we've got some bushland here. I can hear some prey items jumping through the scrub, and we're gonna let him go back into the bush here, back to safety, And we're gonna make sure he keeps heading away from the highway, because this snake has obviously lived a long, happy, healthy life, and that's what we want him to continue to do. You can see these grass tussocks, these yellow browny coloured grasses, the way he just disappears into that. You got the tail there. You wouldn't know anything was in there other than the sound. And he's just heading straight through. Hopefully he'll continue that way, chuck a right, and back into this beautiful bushland, this stunning habitat we have up here in far north Queensland. And away he goes. We are having incredible time, guys. This is going to be a few ripper videos for you guys to get stuck into. I'm sure you're really going to enjoy this because we are on fire. I can still hear this snake. It's just such a large specimen. I'd say let's go with 4 meters. It's just such a large animal. It's moving through this grassland. And I can just hear the grass. I can see the grass separating as he goes, just like the Red Sea. You'd shit yourself if you come across that, wouldn't you? Oh my God. Anyway, let's leave him. I've got to stop standing here and marveling him. We've got to keep going. Let's get out of here. It's day 4, it's our last day, and we're back out on the hunt. We've had an absolute ripper of the last few days. We've had eastern brown snake, taipan, multiple species of whip snake, lace monitors, carpet pythons. We're just on fire, guys. Without a doubt, my most successful herp trip to date. So we're back out on this beautiful road in the tablelands in this stunning habitat, and the same road we were cruising yesterday because we just had so much luck. So we've come back out here. We're going to give it another crack for a few hours, and then we're going to go looking for my favorite species or species of animals, our goannas or our monitors or our varanid species. Hopefully we'll be able to find a tristis or a rusty monitor, even cruise another lace monitor, but you guys know how it is. We'll see how we go. We might find them, we might not. If you guys haven't seen the other episodes in the series, make sure you go back and check them out, and wish me luck. Well, let's go. Finally get to spot a dragon species, a lizard. It's a miracle. And you can see all this absolutely beautiful rocky habitat we got here. We got rocks, little rocky outcrops scattered around the landscape, lots of cracks and crevices, rock on rock, so many places for these tristis to hide. And look at that. Look at that outlook. I wouldn't mind sitting up camp up on this rocky outcrop, to be honest. I don't blame them. Let's hope we get lucky, eh? And we found one of the most beautiful lizards I've ever laid eyes on. My first freckled monitor, Varanus tristis. For the sake of this video, we'll call it Varanus tristis orientalis. Now on this particular specimen, you can see the pale colours up the body. We get further towards the head, there's a green. They've got this stunning green head, not like other populations of this particular species. This species is normally extremely variable, but the colours range from pale grey to brown, reddish browns, bands of dark centres. But this small population here, possibly elsewhere, they've got these light colours with just that beautiful green head. This is honestly one of the most beautiful lizards I've seen. Whether this particular small population will remain Varanus tristis orientalis, or in the future possibly be its own subspecies, only time will tell. Time and science. Another little two-line dragon. What a cool little species. Obviously see why they're called that. They're just out here basking on this beautiful winter day. How is that, guys? I think we need to get out of Sydney. Guys, what about that tristis? Wasn't that absolutely stunning? That was a species I was so determined to find on my outback Queensland trip, and we just had no luck, so I'm over the moon to find that, and especially one with those colorations that are in this location, this locality. It was just a beautiful animal. Now we've had about an hour towards the coast, and we're going to be looking for rusty monitors, and the habitat here is just, oh, this is just beautiful. It's not like anything we get in Sydney, so we're going to be searching through the mangroves. They're a water monitor. I love my water monitors, so we're going to have a good crack at one, and hopefully we get lucky. But how's this? Look out for crocs too, actually. Shows. I have lost everyone. I can hear screaming and yelling over here, so we'll go try this direction. And I am lost. I don't know how close I can go to the water because of the bloody crocs, saltwater crocs. Oh, I can hear them back this way. Where are these buggers? Unfortunately, we had no luck in the mangroves searching for the elusive rusty water monitor. So that night we thought we'd have one last crack up in the rainforest looking for another scrub python. A scrub python for Jesse and Ollie because they hadn't had the pleasure of finding one on this trip. I was the only lucky bugger to be out and about when I stumbled across that absolute monster earlier on. As we were walking past this waterfall, what do you know? A scrub python crossing right over. Out and about on the hunt, moving around the rainforest in search of prey. A much smaller animal than the one I found prior, but no less beautiful. Stunning, stunning snakes. you.